Atlas is back in action, fact not fashion. Most y'all internet has-beens, more like commercials with whack acting. From commercial to action, I'm laughing back up to laughing. I spit man, God, civilization, John G. Jackson, like a Gatlin, the last dragon. Cosmic memory of an Atlantean, etheric technology is who I am in skin. Walking the landmass is Atlas. Some say I'm batshit crazy, but that's the masses for you. Can you blame the people? Most been trained to be feeble, tame sheeple by the evil who means to keep you cashless in a fascist society where the vax and the mass are the blame for the dying spree. You the root race, they medieval. Eat the cheap food they feed you or read through these fools. Restorer or rebel. Can't play God unless acquainted with the devil. Polarity you choose, acquainted with its level. Frequency, distance is an illusion. So please unveil the confusion. Look beyond the shadow of the late and hollow years. See the far and distant lands where tomorrow appears. Put it in perspective. Decision of each being the latest, most accurate vision of peace, where each one teach one to reach one, freeze one from under the trees and stump of the impeached one. Remember, all skin folk are not kinfolk. While I hold a sword in my left hand, I write a pen to pen quotes. Word to see Lord L. I'ma be more hell to these foreigners till they leave our air, land, and seashore and sell their asses right back across that agua. Screw y'all's dishonorable dogma. Something proper with no lube. The past 25 years I've been the son of solitude. The oil that fused my chakras is cruel. Love my people towards the evils. I'm heartless and rude. Firstborn of Inkle, the dawn of the twinkle. Twinkle little star, I got bright and I could think too. I blink through a wrinkle in time with Van Winkle and rhyme. And my shit stink too to link you to source. Yes, you rather have AI sink you. I not only know the ledge, I'm on the brink too. They wanna extinct you, your essence is viable. Crimes against humanity, your oppressors liable. They try to write on my recital, yet my presence vital as the session's title. Welcome to the seventh cycle. The heart of man is as the sun. The reception order for the divine ray of spiritual intuition descended unto man. The brain of man is as the moon, the source of human intellect. The body of man is the earthly vehicle. Let the sun impregnate the moon, or let the spiritual fire prompt the human intellect. And let the result fructify in the womb of a purified body. And you will develop the son of the sun, the quick essence, the stone of the wise, true wisdom, and perfect happiness. I teach you up. The human heart cries out for help. The human soul implores us for deliverance. But we do not hear their cries, for we neither hear nor understand. But the man who hears and understands we call crazy and flee from him. This a call to my ancestors. Rid the land of damn settlers. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Whether we feeling immense pressure. Some store each clan better. Planting a devil to stand the weather. It's a must we band together. Put that on Abraham and Esther. From Castilians to conquistadors. Liberians to traitorous Moors. Didn't arrive as friends to us, whether as slavers, invaders, or disguised traders. Missionaries, Islamic Christians with dictionaries. No mutual goal to coexist. Those warships in our tributaries. Military tactics to test shores. Foreigners have no respect for treaties and oath. I expect more from those who want to conquest except war. They didn't bring women during the invasions. The minds were on rape, miscegenations, the spread of mis and disinformation which manufactured the miseducation of the soul. Carter G. Bush, Robert Taylor Holmes, Marcy and Brooklyn, projects and hoods where we were pushed in Cali to Florida. Hardly cushion. It's like the terrorists, never ending shipment of American Indians from Belize to the Caribbean. Gives I shot the sheriff meaning. Shut my field can be read, no book. Flows in my veins were prepared with no hook. Behind the back pass with flair, no look. This beef is rare, get fed, no cook. We're peaceful people, they call us animals. Truth of the matter, they were cannibals. Practice unclean religious rites. Evidence tangible, check the annals. I bring heat, this beast flammable. Feel free to critique this canonical. If your brain's deeply manical, release or get treated damnable. You speak Hannibal, I talk black hole. Fighting the line, now the chief's back for bulk. This big muscle drip up to tussle with Uncle Sam, Big Brother, and his clique. I put that on Abraham and Esther. It's a must, we band together. Blend in the devil to stand the weather. Sound strong, each clan better. Whether we feeling the man's pressure. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Rid the land of damn settlers. This is a call to my ancestors. Based on real life. It's nothing like the old school. High vibrations is what it feels like. It's nothing like the old school. This goes way back. Before I was knee deep out in them streets, ganging it. Like the prison and out on crazy mess. This is what really makes me me, y'all, at its core. So check it out. I arrived in 1970, August 14th, to be precise. Eldest son, firstborn of 5, alive as the Christ. Had sunny days, just like I had spooky nights, which accounts for my old lows. Had my newly heist, childhood not of the norm. Excellence, how I perform. Deep down, I was mad, bad. That's why now I bring the storm. Memorize Psalms and other passages of scriptures after learning the Quran to fend off the jinns' whispers. It was like my mother and father tried to hide us for the Pontius Pilates, Heroes, and other outsiders. No celebrating holidays, kept away from ungodly ways of playing games, calling names the cost of what folly pays. I'm saying you wouldn't believe such discipline, wishing to make friends with the neighborhood children. But it was like wish again from early on. Was taught I was different, not better, just gifted. There's a big difference. Had telescopes, microscopes, chemistry sets, book snaps, paint, carpentry tools, wrote poems, not yet known as raps. Learned alphabets and mathematics from my mama. Learned meditation and martial arts from my father. Watch my uncles create music, show I beat drums, play keyboards with my dad, the guitar he strum. Didn't consume pork nor beef. I would eat plums, not knowing this was part of who I would become. True story. This is based on real life. It's before all else. Jail feel nice. The genius within me, the angel of light. High vibrations, it's what it feels like. True story. This is based on real life. This before all else. Jail feel nice. The genius within me, the angel of life. High vibrations, now around. It feels like 1982 was no longer separated from the outside world off the porch. Yep, I made it. First noticed her standing in my b-boy stance. Leapt at the chance and began to break dance on wooden floors. I got sore from the workout. It was me, Chili T, my man Shabazz Muhammad, and Phil G. When I met her on 93rd, next Jeffrey Manor, master of all crews, was written on my banner. The manner of my approach. Yo, I rocked her. World with backspins, atomic flares, and helicopters, hella proper. Guys that were awesome, tried to get fresh. Up at Basma and on commercial, attempted to test a bus moves on linoleum. Loved her on cardboard, roughed it off on concrete with combinations I had stored. Poured my heart into her around the time I met Dula, Yusef, Rashi, Stony Island Park, CVS, Schooler, Battleground, found passion. Another element, turned my heart into graffiti, evidence of being present. Taggers united together, network of writers who most times put all-nighters, true riders. 1987, we were kings of the line. Won the epic war with Sass on the dead run. My guys, Dickie, Tron, Advanced, Plain Sound, and Vanish. I do this for you and the true TUC. Claim it's the bandits. True story, it's based on real life. This before all of jail feel nice. The genius within me, the angel of light. High vibrations, that's what it feels like. True story, based on real life.
Yes, you get some of that right there. Yes, come on. Yo, we back again. If you're throwing in the towel, then you back in sin. We need the Holy Spirit, please let the chaplain in. They at the front door chilling with a childish grin. We should now begin, in the truth be told. We riding on the light to let the youth get old, and following the one that will soothe your soul and take your bad situation and improve your role to release your flow. It's a long stretch to loosen all these chains from these babies' necks, and tell these young ladies they should save the sex, and tell the young guys not to break their necks in the place of sex, but get the paycheck. And real women really don't play that. A wise lesson learned really, really way back. I had to okay that. The Lord saved me, Jack, from a life of whack. Come on.
Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention.
Really can't afford free speech.
They don't know how to pay attention. They don't know how to listen.
That's real. We from the same cut, but playing different positions. A top secret message got the president's attention. Do what you do to get the good folks to listen. And trust me, yo, it's not about who you kissing. There's a plan to see you chewed up and shit out. The devil's burning red from the fire that we spit out. We have to get up, the hell with that down low. Cherish the gift of the wisdom that we found, yo. Still on the mission with a daily agenda. Your head's still cloudy, so I doubt that you remember that I walk with the King of Kings beside me. Just like the Groot in India, I read. I volunteered, no, the Lord didn't hire me. It is the spirit that inspired me, the author of life. You show the chief where the fire be. We have no time for those that be acting grimy. Yeah.
These over 28 years old. Look the number up. These are over 28 years, 30 years, something like that. These are old. I got a smack load of them. I just pulled them all out from the shed. Go looking for some books. How y'all doing this morning? I was just reminiscent road. Renee Jarvis, she's in the Caribbean. She's one of the young ladies when she was in college. Her family was letting her down in New York. I let her stay with me for a while. I was always out, so you know she always had the house. And when I came home, she had work. She worked at night. You know, she's kind of like one of those people that cosplay and you know, stuff like that. And she's in Antigua, I think. She's a teacher. She's been a teacher over a decade. And just a sister who I helped. No sex, no none of that. I'm not like that. I'm built different. And people that know me, I've helped and I've assisted many people. I had somebody stayed here, teacher, have Navajo, have us, babysit her son and a couple other kids who are autistic. They trust me because you know they ain't no boo-boo stories for me. Because you come around me with that stuff, I'm gonna hurt you. If a kid come around expecting me to touch them, I'm gonna go to the parents and I'm gonna beat them down. Yeah, it's a history. This is not ego stroking. It's reminiscent to the perplexing origin story. How can we get to a point in the 60s where the women are expressed? If you go and look at the people behind it, and see, this is why they want to give me ads and saying like I can't make the fool because I say fake Jews. I have thousands of information from them. And the fact that I have two Ashkenazi, well, I think they're really Ashkenaz. And some bloodline of ours or something, Atrian or whatever, in them. Jews, if you call them Jews, and they're Vietnam and Korean War vets, they would probably kill you. In Brooklyn, Red Hook, two of my uncles, 70 and 80 years old, in the 70s and 80s. Fighters, combats, They couldn't stand what they was doing over in Palestine. They really wanted to go and fight for Palestine. You know what I'm saying? Fake Jews. And if you want to put AdSense up there, like I said, there's no such thing as a curse word. If you want to use that because of your little embarkment on pedophiles, because the pedophiles, it's the people who partake in eating flesh and everything else that are on behind all these platforms. And some of them don't even really have contact with those things that we used to control. I wouldn't say control. That's a meaningless word. I came on to share some information, and I'm gonna take my time this very AM. Somebody suggested I should do it as on my phone. I could do it, so I could have set it up where people could have came in and spoke and everything. Like, I'm not gonna call that a podcast, just open mic. Some of y'all know those open mics I have are pretty good. But I'm seeing how they're, buddy of mine that worked at Facebook for you. He says, you know, if you're seeing anybody that's not really coming over and looking at your material, I says, no, that's not it. I know this agent's working on within the communities of the indigenous or darkness people, and they're playing a role. They're giving real information because they can't stop it. These people have been groomed and grafted in, especially the women, but men too. And what they're doing is to create stagnation and then challenge people. And these are feds. These are dumbass melanated feds. Now, am I giving that power? No. I would choose to not know it. I would choose to have no evidence of it. I'm not into the believe thing. I really ain't. I am not. Excuse me. And yet, if you pay attention to the very smallest things, because most of you people are very skewed. You're docked. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing loaded. There's no cargo to take off. You're just sitting there empty, and with no direction, no focus. At least you think you do, because you know we've been grafted in this world. So what has to happen is you got to receive more information. So I'm gonna put together a few things later, but I'm gonna take my time getting there. Okay? Because first I want you to see how they've done it. A lot of y'all know about Franz Boas and all this other stuff. You know, now you know Columbus's real name, that he was a melanated. He was not the individual they painted. Same thing when it comes to Napoleon. He was melanated. That's not his real name. That's why you have the jokes of the blaxploitation, Napoleon Bonaparte, and all this other stuff that has nothing to do with this, with the truth of history. All right. Now I'm the gatherer. I'm like the Riddler. I am the guy that puts together the puzzle pieces, so that way I can lay somewhere else. I'll give you the puzzle pieces and expect you to have due diligence to pick it up. Now, some of you are going to go through some things where you're at. You're stressed and this, that, and other. So somebody I'm really waiting to get here, and they keep throwing excuses, and I'm tired of hearing these excuses. Though I love this motherfucker. You can't give me excuses, because there is always a way and there's always an answer. And sometimes the replies are just an embarkment on, I don't really want to deal with the vehicle when the vehicle is empty. I'm not going to keep pointing out the fact that you can see me and then you have this lower expectation of yourself, so therefore you want to enumerate me amongst your existence instead of accept the responsibility to raise and walk with me until you can fly. I am not going to ask again and again and again nobody anything. I am doing it because when I say I love y'all, I'm not. It's not a play. This is not vaudeville. I'm not above you when you're in the audience. Nor are you above me and I'm the audience looking at all of you. I'm looking at y'all directly. When I stated I accepted who I was 5 years ago, you have no idea what I meant. Some of you are sitting there going, how was he involved with everything? How can he be at the World Trade Center? How can you just be so goddamn nowhere? How can you be so uninformed? I am here to inform. I need balance. They need balance. And you're not participating. You're not giving official. You're still slaving. Many of you are doubting things with no sincerity of knowledge to have the constitute to doubt anything. I don't care about the pale skins to come here. We have enough of them. We have more than enough pale skins who are more aware now, who do see things and they're practical. And I love them. The rest of them, they can go and kick rocks. How come they didn't jump on them idiots over there in the Carolinas walking with the black swastika, our flag based on the will of life, nothing else, with a little dumbed down aficionado of white supremacy, which don't exist, that the fake Jews created? Why is it that them Palestinians over there didn't jump on? Because you're worried about the police department because they infiltrated it with a bunch of dummies who are uneducated, they're not the law, but walk around in the costume harming people? Because certain Negroes keep y'all running around like the church, the fake church, just love and turn the other cheek. Like I need to go there on that expose. I went to do some research, but I already had the original, right? Two people created Superman in 1933. One was a fake Jew here, just like that damn Stan Lee, that fake Jew. Another one was from Canada, another fake Jew with a new identity, because the names that they're utilizing are ours.
You don't say much, do you?
Tear this shit up this morning, y'all.
Matrix, there's only one way to make it, and that's what God Almighty and many folks make it. Unless you plan to be a puppet or kill, I suggest you choose the right pill. Choose the right pill. We in the Matrix, there's only one way to make it, and that's what God Almighty and many folks fake it. Unless you plan to be a puppet or kill, I suggest you choose the right pill. Choose the right pill. I rock the mic as I drop light, sort of hidden in plain sight like satellites in the sky at night. No need to try and fight, for I simply come in peace. For the lost rockin' peace, Air Force.
And I ain't some dumb liberal woman in Texas who's doing wonderful things, but holding on to a fake democracy that has nothing to do with our land, and I'm damn sure not an African.
Now these times of crooked rhymes.
No, I'm an Atrian Ethiopian, but those are our brothers.
You better choose the right pill. We lost a lot of good souls, many shoes to fill. So do lose your grill if you got good teeth. But that image only brings.
You can't handle this ride? Pack up your fake ass saddle, take them old plastic leather ass made in fucking Taiwan cowboy boots and get your ass holla out of here. The fuck out of here. I don't want no worthless ass niggas, and I damn sure don't want no punk ass Palestinians talking about I studied Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Fuck out of here. That's my BR Ramney on your life. Get your monkey asses out of here. Fuck I want, and you religious motherfuckers, suck a dick.
My dudes, you never saw me in the news unless challenging these wicked crews. It may be strange to you, but there's much more to life.
Fuck this game up this morning.
What has it come to? I might spit it twice and you fail to freaking hear it. I'm commissioned by the one that you be seeking in your spirit, and devils won't come near it. I'm appointed and anointed, and it's deeper than the thought of you keeping the joint there.
I changed my hat.
Gave my brother the crack, which caused him to suffer a tragic heart attack. Now my mom's and brother Mike and me Max V got a limb broken off of our family tree. It is the man in me that make me want to take vengeance, but the Lord gave me peace when I came and repented. Some told you I was pissed, best believe that I meant it. You decide to get high, was plain and simply self-centered. Matrix, there's only one way to make it, and that's what God Almighty and many folks fake it. Unless you plan to be a puppet or kill, I suggest you choose the right pill. We in the Matrix, there's only one way to make it, and that's what God Almighty and many folks fake it. Unless you plan to be a puppet or kill, I suggest you choose the right pill. Choose the right pill.
Goddamn, you can't make that up. Goddamn. Boy, y'all don't know about nothing. Whoo, y'all don't know about that damn boy. Anyway, so yeah, if you come over here and you in a foreign country and all that shit, get your fucking ass out of here. Don't come over here, you little dweeb. Go to TikTok. That's where everybody goes surfing, looking at for all the weirdos, you old punk ass weird motherfuckers. Get your ass over to TikTok. That's why all them goofy motherfuckers running around talking about I'm trisexual, I'm I'm a furry, and walking around with diapers on and shit. Lick your ass need to be put in. I'm not going to advocate violence or nothing, because I already broke down the chemically lobotomized that we're dealing with in this certain time. And some of you have been hit with it. Don't worry, you're just not being honest. But you get your emotions up in your face. You gotta skip my beard, y'all. I ain't brushed it this morning, y'all. I just woke up. I went to sleep. I ain't put no do-rag on or nothing. And this is what you get. I just washed my face because I went to sleep a little late and I woke up a little later. Anywho, goddamn. So let me see if I can pull this picture up. And let me see if y'all can find this picture, goddamn. So, the fake-ass Jew out of motherfucking New York and the fake-ass Jew, well, wherever the fuck, Detroit, wherever the fuck. Because you have the metropolis and you have, well, Detroit and New York was like the big, as far as the narrative of cities. Y'all know that, right? In the 30s and stuff. Well, when you see metropolis with the robot and all that, and you see, if you ever watched 1984, George Orwell, robots were real. We already done that, been there. We destroyed a lot of them. The mud flood took away a lot. That's why they've been digging. Okay? Well, that fake Jew out of Canada, the fake Jew out of Detroit, out here off of our soil, they call the USA, which is some bullshit. The original one, and this is him, this is the hijack. 1933, think about it. Flash Gordon and all that shit. They were making a joke at the fact that they were taking away all your abilities. Oh, if you only knew what your ancestors could do, you motherfuckers would kind of get quiet and chill the fuck out. Because you got people talking about they Reiki masters and this, that, and they don't even know what the fuck they fucking with. They creating more damage and harm. Because they hard-headed. Especially women. You need to slow the fuck down. And actually realize that some of us, it ain't our department to play with that shit, but it's our department to explain to you how to go about actually accessing some of this stuff. Because the enemy ain't going to tell you. Like I said, Vatican got 50 miles over here. Anybody got 50 or 75 miles of information? There's millions of miles of information. They don't know it all. But y'all are very weak. You don't have the ability to fly, build. You don't know how to do shit to fight back. You can't even summon the ether around you. So you're just a plaything for them. So if you really want to know Robert Schuller, one of his copies, right, was based on, and this is, I've had this for a long time. This is the Superman. Let me see if I can enlarge it and read it to you. And stop thinking for me. You don't think for me. You just wait. I'll show it to you in a minute. It's the old typewriters for those of you like myself who remember using those with the fucked up print if the ink wasn't right. Anyway, the Breadline is row of downcast, delusioned men, unlucky creatures who have found that life holds nothing but bitterness for them. The Breadline, last resort of the starving vagrant. With a contemptuous sneer on his face, Professor Smalley watched the wretched, unfortunates file past him. To him who had come of rich parents and had never been forced to face the rigors of life, the miserableness of these men sound deserved. It appeared to him that if they had the slightest ambition at all, they could easily lift themselves from their terrible rut. Some of niggas, us. This is not the truth of us because we were mostly in our families, and though we were still fighting in 1933, we still had pretty much the rule of Congress. This is a fact. I don't care what you believe in this fake world because of the wars. That's why I have that one book by Theodore Teddy Roosevelt, The Deceit. Anyway, another thrilling story by the writer of Snaring the Master. His name was a Superman. He was a nigga, a thug. But while his eyes then with the world of condensation, I forget what the word was because I had to actually better condescension, something like that. Anyway, he was busy screening their faces. I'm attempting to read it because this is really jacked up right here, what I'm looking at, okay? For the man he sought. All right? Time and time again, he seemed on the point of reaching out and muting and restraining arm on them, the man of one of them at least, but ever be hesitated the last moment and allow the follow of or to the the follow up to the follow up to the file of the past. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this nigga right here, y'all. And if you pull it up, it's gonna be hard to read. I'm attempting to remember the white one because you can read it better. That was the Superman. Stolen and then turned into this motherfucking fake ass Jesus y'all see. Dying in the sun, falling back and all that bullshit like he on a cross. That is through the DMT, the motherfucking suplex on the pale skins that really engraved them to keep them pushing for some fake white superiority. That when what I have here will show you that white is a caste system, has nothing to do with your motherfucking skin color. Because all of a sudden we got Jews running around, these converts, which is 87% of the fucking so-called Jewish population, running around at least, maybe more, talking about they white now. You can't make this up. So, science fiction based on Detroit. You see them 1933, you see them great cities, and you all watched the movie 1984 by George Orwell yet? Then you ain't got nothing to say to me. Here's one of the thieves who stole away the history. None but a pale-skinned nigga. A lost identity individual. If you go back to the 3rd century when they first embarked on destroying the world, then you get up to the 5th and 6th century. You know I got to do this because you can't just sit there and say a whole lot of stuff without giving a source of information or a reference, right? No, I didn't put this up to have this out. I says, you know what? I'm not gimmicky. I just want to go ahead. Gimmicky's not a bad word, y'all. Y'all know I'm just not gimmicky. All right? What's the emerald tablet? Okay. You'd be surprised how much the superheroes come out of our world. All right? I got a bunch of books here I got to read and stuff that I wanted to share with you also. Here we go. Right here. It's down below this one. Yes, sir. And I'm glad Baby Girl Slaughter is reading and listening to some of the books. Some of them are kind of empty, but they have puzzle pieces. So somewhere around the 5th or 6th century, all of a sudden, we gained 800 to 1,000 years. I was very modest in saying, you can add 500. No, you have about 1,000 years just all of a sudden pop up out of no fucking way. So that way, they can hide themselves as what they've done and betraying the world of peace. So when you go from the 3rd century up to the 6th century, right? That was them taking over. Sleeping a lot of people. What do you think the Night of the Long Swords was about? Getting rid of the black rule. Taking the women, making new babies. Whitewashing it, if you want to call it. Well, what happens? I got some pictures in here to show you very dark families. The man sleeping with the woman and the son sleeping with another pale-skinned woman. And shit, 3rd generation. All them babies running around looking like pale skin. Well, the women got big booties and big tatas, and the dudes a little taller and stuff. But I'm just stating the fact. I've got the information. You can fact check it if you want. So, again, just like Einstein, I worked at this building in East Orange, New Jersey. I worked there for a year on the books, and then they said I wanted to make more money because I had plans. And they said, okay, come here and work, and we'll pay you on the table. I was making Dumbo where everybody was working, but I had to work longer hours. Anyway, it is what it is. Just like Einstein being a nigga, so was this one. Go look it up. I'm not going to show you the face of the other one. He looked like a friggin' idiot. Just like I was saying yesterday, sun kiss is not sun kiss, it's sin kiss. I broke it down. You go and check that out. If you didn't take the time to do it, that's on you. I don't really care. So as you know, I follow history. Why am I saying this? Well, in California, you had the rapper who was murdered, right? I don't want to say his name. No disrespect to the brother, because I liked his music. I liked what he was doing. I liked what he was about. And he was raised and nurtured here. He was Atrian, right? Well, y'all know the Atrian Soldiers in Ethiopia. They're one and the same people, really. All right? Do y'all know about the period of time? Well, just recently they're supposed to be removing themselves. Do y'all know why? Do you know what happened over there? You know how long they've been there? Since 1993. That's 20 years. Isn't that kind of weird? And then you got these idiots running around the Caribs and Haiti and all these other places talking about Haile Selassie in America, right? He was a punk. He was used by the League of Nations. League of Goddamn Nations. Now the UN that should have been disembarked upon. Right? Just like Marcus Garvey. I told you about how he died. Nobody ever spoke about that. But his ass was broke in his 40s over in the UK. Yeah, butt naked in a room, damn near empty. Took a picture with Walter Plecker. And even with the Rothschild. So you want to put puzzle pieces together, but you don't want to do the research. And the Haile Selassie, after they pushed back because they was trying to destroy some more of the black rule, pushed back dumbass Italy. And you thought they came here as a powerhouse? Please, man, y'all better stop that shit. Not knowing that they and the Jews been marrying all the time because they're one and the same goddamn people, but most of them children are stolen away and they don't know their real history because not all of them belong to the Gujarat. I'm just saying. I'm not cleaning it up. I'm just saying something because a lot of them don't know their truth. And the ones that did, a lot of them not here unless they want these fake ass politicians. So, why am I saying this about the Atrian soldiers? Well, like any war, there's guesstimated anywhere to 30, 70, up to 100,000 have been killed in that 20-year war. Let me do my thing. All right, how many of y'all know about the Abune Yamata God, which is that place 2,000 something, feet up in the air, that if you climb it up, every 600 is a five, it's a drop off. Go up there talking about the oldest Christian, what you call it? Have any of y'all ever paid attention that when the monks and them die, they're buried in this thing, they're walled off, there's pile of bodies, or they go in there, lay down, I don't know, whatever, it's full of bones, you can see it. Been there, saw that. But I wasn't climbing up barefoot to go up. Because some people could. I was like, no, I'm not having that. I'm not afraid of heights. But you give me a parachute, I can free fall at least. You know what I'm saying? But as a period of time, when them Atrian soldiers, there were women and kids who went to hide from the war that was going on, the conflict. And they went to the base of this mountain to hide. These Atrian soldiers went there and they murdered a 50-something-year-old and a 70-year-old man and then started shooting all the women and the children. This is what war brings. This is what happens when you put on that costume. This is what happens when you become narcissistic, when your buddies die, when none of y'all supposed to be there. Why is it not government and those generals and those head officers, whether the hidden ones or the ones known, not held accountable? Because you people aren't the voice. Because you're not showing yourselves for who you are. The world was never meant to be this way, and you were supposed to be a voice against it. I ain't talking about rallying with a bunch of goofies with pink in their hair and blue and looking like cotton candy and everything and going against the grain of what they've established. We're not here to tell them to stop. We're here to tell the people, get your shit together and stop abiding by this narcissistic behavior. Putin over and over again has showed you books, walk by paintings over there in St. Petersburg and everywhere else in the Kremlin, showing you the original rule of the lands, the rulers. When I expressed to you about World War I and in World War II, we're the Khazarians. Ab meaning original, Khazarians. Y'all thought they were supposed to be pale skin. Y'all just don't get history, do you? The manipulation of religions and everything else, but you want to hold on to these new Qurans, these fatwa. Come on, man. All these pimp preachers preaching you abstinence because they came from drugs, pimping, and yet they're still doing it, sleeping with the deacons' wives and this, that, and the other, taking all your money, talking about, and they're not even of the tribe of Levitical to be able to take all the stuff which was not about fiat, but the gatherings and those things that which you all earn together and disperse it amongst the people even. No, they go out there and get a jet and this, that, and a big old mansion with 27 bedrooms while you still here out here struggling with a fake system, not telling you about status correction and everything else because they did not break down 3051C the other day. Did I not? Why is that people have a hard time contesting this and dealing with it? Because everybody wants to be on the front street of throwing knowledge out when they haven't even accessed the truth of knowledge. Even what I'm saying is not even a tenth of the truth that's out there. Radicalized everyone has been. So Nipsey Hussle, I'm going to say his name, was Atrian. and a little bit of our bloodline. A wonderful, beloved brother. I love my Ethiopian sisters. I know too many. And my brothers. Man, they was trying to show me how to do that. And I, every once in a while, because I love it. Now, I could get it down if I wanted to. I love their ceremonies. I love how they get together. Our people, our song and our dance has been stolen. Everything. Jesse Ventura said, well, the black race is the ones that created music, and he ain't lying. If you want to acquiesce yourself to being some dead thing, but even Jesse, as much as I love that old brother, that ex-Navy SEAL, who's been ousted by these new age motherfuckers, not all of them, okay? He searched for truth, so therefore he knows some truth. We hate no Mexican brothers and sisters. We don't hate the new terms and everything. We detest the what do you call it? Behind it, the mental desperation is what I will assess it as. Behind everything that's going on, based on the systems of deplorable means created by those children who are their own diversity of delusion and destruction. These Palestinians running around, Department of Corrections, and you got a bunch of niggas. I can talk about this one nigga, sheriff in Texas, who hated his own so much, he didn't care what happened to him. They got his ass up out of there. Where is he at now? He's living his life. He got his pension. He's probably in another state somewhere, walking around with other officers who can't stand nobody, all right? Thinking they some Billy badasses. I'm telling you a fact. A sheriff is supposed to be constitutional. That means the deputy sheriff is supposed to be just as constitutional, but that's not the case. We got a bunch of them running around like the po-po who work on policies that have nothing to do with the truth of procedures that need to be acquiesced because they've been trained by them fake-ass Jews. That's right. Who are all throughout the system. But because y'all don't know how to come together, you don't want to listen. You want to hold on thinking you're going to fix something. And some of you know you're not. But you just want to be right there like you answer. You're going to make everything work. I don't speak hate towards no crayon color, no fake-ass ethnicity. There's man and woman on earth, and then there's some things. See, that's the problem. Some of them parlay with them things because, see, let me show you something. When you take an individual and you condition them, you get them established. Well, you already made sure that you inserted very vile things in certain particular places. So like in the music industry, all we need is another brick in the wall. Pink Floyd, sound familiar? Heavy metal. When you see Groot, right? What do you see? Groot. I am Groot. What do you see? Every time it says I am Groot, it's a frequency of vibration, but everybody that knows his language, which is one word, they realize what, and they know what he's saying, because it's not the word. It's the essence of the being, the tree of life. I'm going to let that be. I'm just going to let that reside in you for a little bit so you can start realizing the whole thing, the indigo, the avatar, you know what I'm saying? And now they want to insert their mind into a body like that to move amongst the people so they can destroy them. Oh, I'm chewing my tobacco and I don't swallow the shit, so yeah. And I'm enjoying the fuck out of it. It's one of our old time things. So anyway, what is it that I wanted to put together? Oh, if you want to know, just go research the Go massacre. And you might, okay. 8th of May, 2011, I believe. Or 21 or something like that. Just go and research it. That's the reason why in 23 they actually pull back to the, the border. Just go and research it. But then look at everything in between that almost 20-year period up until 2023 from 2003. I'm just saying. It seems like they kicked everything off just right in 2001, didn't they? These fake ass son of bitches. All in your government. One of them running around like a woman. Talking about they the general what? The fucking medicine, what they, yeah. All right. You ain't got the EDF. And then why do they want to run over there and be fake Jews? The Ethiopian is of Shemitic blood. It's like a lot of them Arab nations divided. See how Hindustan became India, and then you got Pakistan, and what's the third one? So I'm just saying how this diversity of separation and inclusion. by hybrids. Children conquered in a century you know nothing about that you might want to say, oh yeah, over a millennia ago, when it's not that simple. It's only hundreds of years. But because they've changed everything, you want to hold on to the narrative they painted before you. You don't want to free yourselves. Nobody in the world, right? You come over here, I'm just listening to a whole lot of blah, blah, blah. Okay, go listen to Rod Hayes and this and all this other one. Great Bay, go over. They got wonderful information. All right? So, let's first start off with the Omega Man. All right? Due to an experimental vaccine, Dr. Robert Neville is the only survivor. You know who that is. Charlton Heston, I think. Something like that. I think that's his name. Survivor of an apocalyptic war, with the exception of a few hundred deformed, nocturnal people who are also homicidal maniacs. The blame science and technology. They blame science and technology for their condition, and they see Neville as the last symbol of science. Therefore, he must die. Neville uses everything at his disposal in an attempt to survive. Okay? So, a story by Richard Matheson, supposedly, based on a novel, I Am Legend, which y'all know Will Smith played later on, not too long ago, in 1954, right? The release was 1971, okay? That was Charlton Heston, just to let you know. Let me. Just pay attention. I really want you to pay attention, okay? Now, the next one would be Soylent Green. In the densely overpopulated, starving New York City of the future, NYPD Detective Robert Thorn, Mr. Charlton Heston, mind you, investigates the murder of an executive at rations manufacturer Soylent Corporation. Now, remember, he was a partying, drug drinking, prostitute humping, and investigates the murder of an executive at rations manufacturer Soylent Corporation, with the help of elderly academic Solomon Sol Roth, who was Edward G. Robinson. Thorn begins to make real progress until the governor mysteriously pulls the plug. Obsessed with the mystery, Thorn steps out from behind the badge and launches his own investigation into the murder. Remember his pawpaw, the grandpa, whatever? In the room, the lights, 1984, right? Looking at the deers and shit before he's to become these little Quaker chips. So anyway, based on a Make Room by Harry Harrison, okay? And now remember, this movie was 1973, okay? Let me continue on. Just little things. Logan's Run. In the year 2274. Anyway, young residents enjoy an idyllic, hedonistic lifestyle within the protective confines of a domed city. The general belief is that when each person turns 30, they are reincarnated for another blissful life cycle. So if you think the Queen of Elizabeth is dead, her body's in a rejuvenation chamber. Her mind? It's mine? Anyway. The general belief is that when each person turns 30, they are reincarnated for another blissful life cycle. Those who know the much darker truth become runners and flee to a hidden sanctuary when law enforcement officer Logan, which was Michael York, if y'all remember Michael York, okay, goes undercover to locate the refuge. He winds up instead trying to initiate a revolution with runner Jessica, who was Jenny Agutter. That was 1976, all right? You got to remember, that was based on Logan's Run, 1967, all right? So that was a 10-year mark. I'm just getting started. Now, I don't know why nobody ever paid attention to this one. World War Z. When former United Nations investigator Gary Lane, Brad Pitt, and his family get stuck in urban gridlock, he senses that it's no ordinary traffic jam. His suspicions are confirmed when suddenly the city erupts into chaos. A lethal virus spreads through a single bite. It's turning healthy people into something vicious, unthinking, and feral. As the pandemic threatens to consume humanity, Jerry leads a worldwide search to find the source of the infection, and with luck, a way to halt its spread. Now, the director was Mark Foster. It's garnered over 540.5 million as far as the box office. Now, this was released in June 21, 2013. Okay, it was only about 190 to 200 something million budget. Why is nobody paying attention to that? Well, when you have stuff like this, Splinter in 2008, when their plans for a nature trip go awry, Polly Watt, Jill Wagner, and boyfriend Seth Belzo, Paul Costanzo, decide to check into a motel. On their way, they're carjacked and kidnapped by low-rent crooks Dennis Farrell, Shea Wigman, and Lacey Belial, or Rachel Krabs, who take the victims of their SUV to a nearby gas station. Along the way, they encounter an increasingly terrifying horde of parasites. And if any of them intend to survive, they'll have to outsmart the deadly organisms. All right? Yes, 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 yes. Now this one you're really going to get a tickle out of. The Mist. 2007. After a powerful storm damages their main home, David Drayton, Thomas Jane, and his young son head into town to gather food and supplies. Soon afterward, a thick fog rolls in and engulfs the town, trapping the Draytons and others in the grocery store. Terror mounts as deadly creatures reveal themselves outside, but that may be nothing compared to the threat within, where a zealot, Marcia Gay Hartson, calls for sacrifice. Now, that's based off of Stephen King. That's based, Vietnam vet. You know Apocalypse Now. Anyway, Mark Wahlberg's in that one, okay? Then we come to, and they made two of these. But the 1984 one, year I was supposed to graduate, that I was kicked out of school because I was beaten, swung on the principal and beat the teachers behind, talking about we Africans or some bullshit. You know, that was the new term, never heard of until after my Uncle John played that movie Roots, right? In an alternate 1980s, the United States stands alone as communism grows stronger. When Soviet soldiers invade a small Colorado town, brothers Jed, Patrick Swayze, and Matt Eckert, Charlie Sheen, that crackhead, escape with friends to the forest with their father, Tom Harry Dean Stanton. Harry Dean Stanton again. A prisoner of the invading army, the children decide to fight against the Soviets as the country comes under increasing attack. The group teams up with Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Tanner, Powers Booth, that's who the actor was, to take back their town. Why am I saying this? Well, if you think about predictive programming and its meaning, well, the sole thing is the original name of a formal method for program specification and refinement, more recently called The Practical Theory of Programming, which is a book invented by Eric Herner. Predictive programming doesn't always mean what you think it means. Sometimes things are laid out to profit, not just profitize, but to prolificate a vision for the future, to lay the foundation, the stone, the cornerstones for a new environment. While scientists, and they're greedy and divided, not really aware of what they're doing at the time, but more specific, many different scientists and inventors are brought together in certain research groups, like DIY, to create things, and then at the end they're put together. It's not like the CIA and certain parties don't know how this functions and how it works, but what happens is you get this situation now that was laid out long ago, like the acceptance that we're supposed to just listen to the media and go, oh my goodness, the which called over in Palestine went over there and attacked these Jews, and it was a massacre, and they had hostages that they turned over, and then Israel, New Israel and Palestine, could go over there and start attacking and eradicating the people while they were calling you Goyim and everything else, not paying attention to the relationship between the Jew and the Negro, because most people are obscured and ignorant to the reality of the situation, and ergo why I was teaching about what we've invented. Did we really invent it or re-engineer it and redesign things that because of the destruction based on the World's Fair and afterward, what happened up into the 60s, because some of those places were used to hold tanks and jeeps and stuff until after Vietnam was done, and then they destroyed them from San Francisco all over this country. While they still were digging up, mining, creating mud floods still, all right? And nobody has nothing to say because the education system indoctrinated the people. Remember I broached upon that? This is what you do when you get puzzle pieces. You put them together and you see them for what they are. Now there's a plethora of other movies and books and everything else. But why do you have to go that far when everything you're dealing with shows you that? A fake system that breaches and goes against you, a contract of our like 1866 treaty brought forward by Albert Pike between my people and my other relatives, and how they twisted. The World's Fair was to show the new people, and for it to be accepted that way, and it was a visual to the pale skins to see them to be demeaning and accept the new narrative of primitive, and with the science and technology of the old world that was ancient, to embark on this thing as if we created it while they were weaponizing it against everyone. Why is that it's so hard to see this? So what I've been stating and asking doesn't mean sit there on your thumb twisting around. I don't know how capable, but it's a saying, sit on your thumb and screw. But I'm just saying, this is a reality. And some of you are still holding like you're going to make things right. Told you might want to be here for this. You dig what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's not like I got to go real deep, but I think that's pretty deep. What do you think? No, you still want to run around and listen to these individuals giving you parameters. We Indian. Oh, look at this. More documents. Like, goddamn, what you need, 1 million documents before you accept who you is? And it don't matter if you got some African blood or Atrian or Ethiopian or whatever, the Hindu, it don't matter. There's wonderful people all over. I mean, they're over there killing the Christians. I mean, you got to see it for what it is. And who created it? Slow process. When you create a war and you take the teachings, and then you redistribute it to the new generation of children, because the old ones are there to sit there and go against it, you have indoctrination. Not only do you have indoctrination, you don't have a new placement. You see that right now with how the children are running around and acting with the confusion. And some of them, based on frequencies and everything else, can never access their truth of who they are, besides being hit up with all kind of crap. I had somebody hit me up talking about, oh man, you crazy. What do you mean, the Spanish flu? Ohio is the pattern. It didn't just happen by chance. None of this crap happened by chance. The manipulation of the goddamn the fleas. Well, how about dengue fever? Atrian flu. And in fact, they keep messing with this stuff. Taking your weapons and you giving them up. Look at Hawaii. The United States has no treaty with them. They don't control. That's not part of America. That's part of our ancestors, and they should be left alone. But they've changed that whole face by installing them fake Japanese in certain people. But you don't want to see it when I told you about the Jews going to Japan and China looking for people of their bloodline. Yeah, you don't get it, do you? No, I'm not saying this is all the answer. I'm not saying this is a fact. This is hypothetical. This is a breakdown. What's the conclusion? Red's crazy. He don't know what he's talking about. Whatever, bro. If that's where you at, that's where you at. And if you still want to follow these inches, these knuckleheads, talking about Pan-Africanism and this, that, and I can debunk this and that, and the other, they're not bringing no solutions. They're keeping you in a stagnant situation, a stalemate. Just like that branch out there where the leaves aren't dead or alive, but every time I stand under it, all the rest of the trees is gone, and then it buds up and grows, and that one stays the same way, and nobody's paying attention here. They're just following based on procedures, based on their training, unethical as it is, by these things that have no clue that it's their end. Don't let it be your end. Because everybody's looking up now and they're going, wow, those trees, it's like they're not budding, sprouting, the leaves ain't die and fall off. What's going on here? But you'll have some lobotanists come around and think they can explain it away. When I did it. There's a video I showed you. I showed you where I stand. Why I put my head to the tree and whisper to it. And the branches they cut off. Why I ground. And there's a triangle. Why there's certain stones. Why my feet print never leave. Why the snow melts right there where my feet are. I don't care if it was a foot. It melts and you still see my feet print. Why the rock hasn't fallen. Unless an animal comes in ignorance. Then the animal's no more. It's not my fault. But they still want to poison people in their ignorance. They don't want to stop. Y'all just don't get it. And I hope y'all enjoyed this little entertainment. And what's true, what's truth, and what's not. What's enough, what is not enough. What is the reality of the situation? When I leave, all hell will break loose. I'm not making this up. That part I'm not. There's nowhere no one can run. Nothing. I don't manufacture shit. You ask, you suggest, you make a statement, you give a little clarity, but they have their minions, and y'all just love the cartoon. Y'all thought the Smurfs were good guys? With one female? You just don't get it, do you? People will move in their ignorance. Look at ours. And how can they be so ignorant based on from the 60s? Y'all say 1960, I say 960. People still talking about 400 years of slavery. Where's that? How long have I been hearing that? It ain't 400 years, 12 months, 22 days, 12 hours, 52 minutes, and we're counting down 10, 9. I mean, for real. But people still buy into it. And you're talking about reparations. But they just sent $95 billion for some fake Jews. It wasn't like they weren't already giving them 11, 12 billion a year. And we didn't create the Holocaust, but they brought all the so-called Germans here, Nazism, Negroes running around talking about we're Democrats. How is that? How do y'all buy into this stuff? A little Tool Z.
All praises to the Most High. All praises to the great matriarch. Honor and respect to our ancestors. Jah, you've always had a father, the author of your flow, the show fire starter, the cause of your glow. But the trail I've blazed, I pray you turn from it. The hill I've raised, I pray you don't burn from it. The work I put in, I pray that you earn from it. the mistakes I've made, I pray that you learn from it. You my splitting image, little darker, little taller. I'm a shot caller, though you just a little baller. Latif, I'm still teaching you like he got yang. My healing reaching you, this might be lock and chain. Black you speaking true, you ignite lots of pain. I feel the releasing of lightning and drops of rain from the sound cloud. You shine like me, the crown's proud. But unlike me, shine you haven't turned down loud. A smoke screen which surrounds you, shrouds your style. My shout allow your genius to astound the crowd. You my beloved, you scintillate profusely. You my beloved, you resent fate foolishly. You my beloved, do ventilate truthfully. You my beloved son, in who I'm well pleased. Okay, shall we? Your vision is resplendent, my descendant when filming your intuition extends. The lens is felt when your cinematographic flashes of your scripted class get your inner magic. Dramatic action mixed with vivid aspects, mastered surpasses the average glass, stretches the facet through the scope of life's Kodak. You see classic. The question you have is mathematics. Please ask it, son. Earth's a classroom, so put your hand up. At last, boom, you already knew the answer. I pray to God to give me another chance for the love of my life. My wife, just a romancer. In the misconception, no time for second guessing. It's destined. You knew who was who through a reflection that she showed you of me many years ago. Special features presentation appears to show you my beloved. You scintillate profusely. You my beloved. You resent fate foolishly. You my beloved. Do ventilate truthfully. You my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. Now Samuel, I am your found for sure that the signal is inscribable or deprogrammable. From a look up to a lion, not of my bloodline. Don't give a damn, though love you as if you was mine. I'll be the first. Forgive me for my absence. The Most High sat me down to learn patience through abstinence. Amongst other lessons, perfect my craft and talents. Balance of our legacy in the Black Hawk's talents. Face adversity, overcome all challenges. Generational wealth for the next generation to us. Can't make the same mistakes of past sisters dead. Let's create an after we've cried relapses type of atmosphere. Redirected fire, recalibrate the energy to propel us higher. As sovereign, opulent, autocratus, Nijis, I look at all three of my sons. On God I see me. You my beloved. You scintillate profusely. You my beloved. You resent fate foolishly. You my beloved. Do ventilate truthfully. You my beloved sons, in whom I'm well pleased.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. It's time for a change, got a bounce up. The oppressor's about to get ousted. I'ma lay him out, execution style's too late for an apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, by God it's open, doing your time is in the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the planet for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down, with suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan, backed by the honorable who sits at the pinnacle, who who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful, simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Or kneels too late when the caps get bills. Don't believe the GC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the song. All red in my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. From above, I'll be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' win them all, so gon' pass the kite.
My Gmail.
No weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Me no surrender. 3-pound pressure. No weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Me no surrender. 3-pound pressure. No weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Me no surrender. 3-pound pressure. No weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Me no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, if you taught that from school, everywhere, big business, you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, 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 push, 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 step, 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 crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is, and it's like, nobody ever stopped.
That's when you hit them switches. Woo! A little bit of American Pie. Bagpipes are piping.
All your shit talking about mixed people got me fucked up for me. What do you know about it, really? Are you mixed? Have you been to every neighborhood in America? Did you pick your parents? I'm disappointed. I'm out, cuz. With the rest of the outcast mestizos, right? We don't deserve nor will I accept being spoken of in such a way.
I'm Mestizo Brothers,
The real
man.
problem is people are still playing black and white identity politics.
Black and white identity politics.
Ancestors wish. Y'all don't hear me though. You can't. That's the curse of being a mixed man. Having to live uncomfortable truths that everyone else can hide behind crayon colors to avoid the abuse. We're walking the thin red line between life and death, pain and bliss, desensitized to a world of skin tones and tits. No tribe or plan, not even a caress, nor time for regret, man. I am the day and the night. I am the shadow and the light. Ultimate liberation is my purpose and my birthright. My thunder and lightning sets everything right. Behind me, new
Your
force
thunder and your
grows,
lightning
angels
will
alight.
set everything
In the
right.
shadows of daylight where the souls sojourn at midnight. This is my artistic plea to all the true victims of bigotry. My ancestry is far too great for you to ever denigrate me. Sunsets, sun rises truth and fun. I ascend to the throne of consciousness, rocking mala beads, excellence, wisdom, grace, and a man bun. To the realm of Shibova where the ancestors reside, and the sun never stops shining on us, as we are as American as apple pie.
DJ ZPE, our beloved brother. I hope y'all learned something today. I want to shut you all out, but I'll speak as one for you. It's number love and appreciation. I applaud y'all. Never take nothing personal. I mean, how are you going to overcome the adversities of lives if you're always just fighting them instead of accepting your truth and realizing your truth? You know who you are or you don't. So learn who you are. It's not complicated. Nobody tells you who you are. Just like we don't tell nobody who they are. But they need to move beyond that. Because the enemy don't give a fuck about anything or who you are. Appreciate y'all. It's nothing but love. My sisters, the wheel of life, my brothers, the two of us into one. I'll see y'all later.